So much, Danny. Subway safety, still top of mind for so many New Yorkers. And this week, the governor introduced a new security plan that includes deploying the National Guard and state police into the transit system. Now, with all of these added resources underground, will the policing and patrolling agencies work together effectively? Here's Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate.
Yeah, the big question is, how will the city utilize state resources that are pouring in underground to combat subway crime? Well, this as the governor bolsters security by deploying 750 members of the National Guard, 250 New York State and MTA officers to flood the subway system. Meanwhile, the NYPD is ramping up more checks to 136 stations. With additional boots on the ground from the state, how can they cover more territory, hitting more stations? We have already seen these random checks happen at the height of rush hour here at Grand Central Terminal and Penn Station. While the NYPD welcomes additional support, there has been some concern of the militarization of the subway system as NYPD Chief of Patrol John Schell took to social media saying the transit system is not, quote, a war zone, calling for reforms from state leaders to make changes within the criminal justice laws. I spoke with him just a short time ago. Take a listen.
What we want the judges to do is when they have the opportunity to put a really bad recidivist, take them off the street. After we do our job, the DA does their job, and the judge does their job. That's what we want. And if we take care of those recidivists, crime will plummet in the city, and the city will prosper, and we're still, at the end of the day, the safest city in the world.
And while those changes are being called for, it's important to note a spokesperson for the National Guard says their personnel will not be armed with rifles for the duration of these checks. And this morning, Governor Hochul referring to them as just mom and dads that live in the neighborhood. That's the very latest at Grand Central Terminal. I'm Phil Tate, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.